rhythmic clatter of the train on the tracks was a comfort, a steady heartbeat of movement through the night. The passengers, scattered across the dimly lit compartments, were wrapped in the usual quiet of late travel, some dozing, others staring at their phones or watching the dark countryside blur past the windows. Daniel sat near the window, his fingers idly tapping against the armrest. The ride had been uneventful, just another long-haul journey through the depths of nowhere. The train wasn't crowded, mostly night travelers heading home or to destinations unknown. Then, without warning, the train jerked violently. The lights flickered. A sharp screech of brakes tore through the silence. Passengers jolted upright. Someone cursed. A woman clutched her child closer. The train groaned as it slowed, coming to a complete and unnatural stop. Daniel turned to the window, expecting to see a familiar station, a town, something. But there was nothing. The platform outside was bathed in weak, flickering light. A single, rusted sign hung near the edge, its letters worn and unreadable. The station itself was eerily empty. No workers, no passengers waiting, no sound except the distant hum of the train's engine cooling. An uneasy murmur spread through the compartments. "This isn't on the schedule," someone muttered. The intercom crackled, but no announcement came. Then, with a slow, almost reluctant motion, the train doors slid open. At first, no one moved. The hesitation was almost tangible. Daniel exchanged glances with a few other passengers. No one knew where they were. No one knew why they had stopped. Outside, the cold air drifted in, carrying the scent of damp earth and something else. Something metallic. A few people cautiously stepped onto the platform, drawn by curiosity or the need for fresh air. An elderly man looked around, adjusting his glasses. A woman with a suitcase frowned at her phone, shaking it in frustration. No signal. Daniel stood but didn't exit immediately. He peered down the length of the train. The conductor wasn't visible. There were no signs of life beyond the train itself. Then, the doors snapped shut. A gasp rippled through those still on the platform. Hands slammed against the glass. Someone pounded on the metal exterior, shouting for the conductor. But the train did not wait. With a mechanical groan, it began to move. Slowly at first, then faster, disappearing into the night. A chilling silence settled over the remaining passengers. The train was gone, and they were alone. A nervous chuckle broke the silence. "Okay, what the hell was that?" a man near the edge of the platform muttered. More voices joined in, a mix of confusion and growing fear. People checked their phones again, still no signal. Daniel exhaled sharply, forcing himself to stay calm. There had to be a logical explanation. He turned, scanning the station. It was small, just a single platform flanked by a weathered metal bench and an old ticket booth. The booth's windows were cracked and fogged over, the interior dark and abandoned. Beyond the station, the landscape stretched into nothingness, an expanse of dense forest and rolling fog. No roads, no signs, no town in sight, and worst of all, no exit. There were no stairs, no pathways leading away from the platform, just an endless stretch of train tracks cutting through the void. The realization spread like wildfire. "We're trapped," someone whispered. Daniel felt it too, the crushing weight of isolation, of something being terribly, terribly wrong. Then, a sound, a slow, deliberate shuffle in the darkness beyond the platform. At first it was barely noticeable, a trick of the eyes maybe, the way shadows shifted under the weak station lights. But then, they moved, emerging from the tree line, from the fog, from places unseen. Dark figures, humanoid, but wrong. Their movements were slow, unnatural, as if they were learning how to walk. The platform lights flickered, casting their forms into momentary clarity. Tall, thin, faceless. Daniel's breath caught in his throat. Someone screamed. Panic erupted. People scrambled, searching for a way out, anywhere to run. But there was nowhere to go. The station was a dead end, and the figures were getting closer. The whispers began, soft at first, then rising in intensity, a language no one could understand, a presence that pressed against their skulls, inside their minds. Daniel staggered backward, his pulse hammering. His instincts screamed to run, to fight. But how? One of the figures stepped onto the platform. The lights above died. Darkness swallowed them whole. And then, a final shuddering breath before the whispers turned into screams. The station had no exit, because no one ever left.